I'm Dave Johnston, and I'm Vice Chair of the ESGR in North Dakota. And this is Scott Orn, he's one of our committee members, and Paul Bonicelli, he's from Italy? No. And we're just here to do a presentation. And Tyler, I'm glad you're here. I looked in this, he's not there, he's deployed. So, DC? Yep, I figured I saw the, what unit you're with, and I said, oh, I know where he's at, so.
And Captain Bannock is here too.
Okay.
Yep.
Hello.
Hello.
Joshua, how are you?
Yep. Good. I'm Tyler's battery commander, so here to watch the award happen as well.
Good. Well, I'm glad you're with us. And Jody Bond from Grand Forks is here, and Delton, he's our state chair. He is snowed in at a lake place, just sitting there watching it snow. Well, the rest of us have to go out and work. So, yeah, with the ESGR has been around since 1972. We do mainly go out and do awards like this, presentations, and we also go out and to talk to some of the units, talking about the SARA law and the guaranteed rights of reemployment. So it's a great organization, and I think it's 50 years old this year, so we're going to be celebrating 50 years of existence, and we're just happy to be here today, even with the snow. It's like winter's back again. So anyway, well, I think we'll go right into. And Tyler, I'm going to read this for you unless you want to, but on the Patriot Award, first of all, you get two letters here. One is from the national commander of the ESGR, his national chair, talks about the employer supported Guard and Reserve, and there's also a nice letter from Delton Steele. So I'll leave those in here. But right now, we're going to go ahead and do the Patriot Award. And Patriot Award it has to come from the Guard member. And when they present it, they write it up and submit it. And then he tells us what to do with it. And in case he says, bring it out here to you in person. And we're happy to do that. I just was hoping that Tyler would be here too, but that's okay. Zoom works great. Anywhere, any place, anytime. And that's Jeanette Fetch. She's the one that put the whole thing together. And thank you, Jeanette. So anyway, Tyler wrote, Desiree and Wanzek Construction have been very supportive of my military service. I left in January thinking I would be gone for 4 months. And this is a shocker of active duty for training. While at that's BOLC. Tyler, what is that?
Basic Officer Leaders Course, BOLC. So it's when you commission. So I went to go learn how to be a air defense officer, basically.
Okay, well, thank you. But while he was there, he was informed that he would be mobilizing with his battalion, and that for 4 months turned into 17 months. Everybody here working. That's a long time, Tyler. Long time to be gone from a job and come back and have it waiting for you. Throughout all of this, Desiree reassured me that there will always be a place for my talents at Wanzek. My team has been in constant contact with me in my absence, and I do not feel that my military service has negatively impacted my civilian career. And thank you to Wanzek, to all of you. It's when you hear somebody say that, you know, I got notified that I'm going to deploy, and I go in, and the first thing the employer says, don't worry, your job is here, you'll be fine. So with that, I'm going to come around the other side.
Meet you in the middle.
You want to take a picture? I do, that's what I was going to do, yeah.
You get Tyler in the background?
Yeah, well, she'll get on there so they can see it.
Okay.
Desiree, this is it says the Office of the Secretary of Defense Employer Support of the Guard and Reserve recognizes Desiree Fuchsan, Wanzek Construction, as a paid employer by contributing to the national security and protection liberty and freedom by supporting employers' participation in America's National Guard and Reserve Forces. I'll present this to you on behalf of Tyler. He'd be the one to do it. We'll tell you another, somebody back here, take a picture. I love pictures. We'll get some more with everybody in it. All right. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna call on Tyler. I'll say a few words.
Yeah, I nominated Desiree. I saw Joel somewhere in there. I saw a really hairy man, so I figured Joel. And Joel, thank you so much too. I remember in the job interview when you're in the Guard, there's always that kind of awkward, yep, I might leave at some point, but you were there, and honestly, I never really felt that awkward part that the Guard members feel. So I sincerely appreciate it. Love working at Wanzek, love Desiree and team, and I miss you guys, but it was an easy thing to nominate you, but I hope that everybody knows that it's genuine. I really appreciate you guys and everything that you've done, and just Wanzek as a company, the equipment department specifically. I really miss you guys, and I get home and get back to work.
Thank you. It's it's like you're right here with us. We can't shake hands. But thank you for being with us today. Joshua, you want to say a few words? Get unmute.
There we go. Yeah, we certainly appreciate the support of employers and the understanding, especially for this long mission that we're on here. And then in Tyler's case, where it was an extra 4 months, that's certainly appreciated. Tyler's a great asset to us out here. He is directly in charge of about 30 personnel, and he's created a really good team that works well together. Myself, I'm a project manager, so I know a little bit about what he does in the equipment division there, but I know that some of the experience he's gained here as far as team building, leadership, equipment, accountability, those will directly, that will result in him doing an even better job when he gets back at Wanzek. I mean, those are relatable skills that he'll take with him that he's learned out here that will improve Wanzek once he gets back. So again, thank you for letting us have him for these past 16, 18 months. And just like he said, we're certainly looking forward to getting back. So thank you.
Thank you, Joshua. And Joshua, where's your office? Are you in Fargo or Grand Forks?
Currently?
Yes.
Currently, I'm in DC with Tyler.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yep.
Guys, be careful out there. Let's see. Jody, got a few words of wisdom for us?
Just thank you. Thank you, Desiree, and thank you for the Wanzek team for being so supportive of our service members. We need more employers like you guys.
Yes. Yeah. And the nice thing is what he's doing out there is going to benefit when he comes back here. So it's nice to have those jobs on the Guard side and come back to work. So it's always great. We appreciate everything that the employers do. And without you, the Guard couldn't get along with us. So, and I can't stop and call on my boss, Delton. You had a few words for us?
Well, here, let's let Desiree go first, and then I'll go after Desiree. So, Desiree, why don't you go ahead and say a few words, Desiree?
All right. Well, first off, Tyler, thank you for nominating me, and you as an employee makes it easy for me to sit back and wait these 17 months for you to come back. And I actually just had a conversation with one of Tyler's counterparts on the team and reminded her that Tyler is getting all the skills and improving himself to come back to us as a better employee even than he was. So I had that same conversation just this morning. So yes, Tyler, we are ready for you to come back, but we understand the importance of the military, and we thank you for your service.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Justin.
All right. Yeah. Well, it's great to be on the Zoom call here today. Wish I was there with you all in Fargo today for the award presentation, but great to see all three, my state vice chair, Dave, great volunteer, and then two other great volunteers, Paul Bonicelli, part of our awards committee, a longtime ESGR volunteer, and then Scott Orn, one of my fellow employees for a lot of years at US Bank before I retired after my 40 years with US Bank, but Scott's still with them, and also one of our ESGR volunteers. And of course, Jody having lived the National Guard life for a number of years, and while holding down a day job as well. And she's part of our awards committee as well, and and part of our Grand Forks region team. So I love this technology. At least we can get people together from just from DC to Minnesota to North Dakota here today. So it's great. And Bismarck. Sorry, Jeanette, didn't want to forget Bismarck. So it's great to be a part of it. But say, you know what, let me start with you, Tyler. First of all, I sincerely appreciate the fact that you took the time to nominate Desiree for the Patriot Award. And, trying to hold down a day job, but then now being deployed to the capital region, national capital region, and everything else that you have going on, to take the time to nominate an employer just speaks volumes about you as an individual, and the fact that it is from your heart, that you recognize the support that you're getting from Desiree and the team at Wanzek. So it all starts with you. And Joshua, I can have that conversation with you. You asked me a good question before we started the awards presentation here, but all these awards do start with the Guard member. There are a couple of awards we can do outside of that, but what we do, it starts with the Guard member. And then from there, we review awards and see if there's a higher level of award for the company. And Jeanette sends out questionnaires and follow-up things that we do. And that's how we determine higher level of awards, with the exception of the Freedom Award. The Freedom Award is also one driven by the service member directly. And so that's kind of how these awards work. But anyway, Joshua, I just want to thank you as a unit commander for being a part of this today as well. And I know you have a great employer that you're looking forward to getting back to. And, it says a lot about these employers like Wanzek and about Baller Construction as well. Desiree and all your team there at Wanzek, you may not think of it in these terms, but you play a vital part in our nation's national defense. 37% of all who serve our nation right now are made up of Guard and Reserve members. And that is such a vital cog. It's just not, as obvious as it is today, it's just not service members being gone from their job for 2 weeks a year or for their two days of training every month. There's other training. There are these long deployments, like to the National Capital Region, the COVID deployments that we saw take place in North Dakota, over 100 and I believe 106,000 hours that National Guard members were taken away from their employers during the COVID missions to support work that needed to be done back in the state. So these companies and all of you do play a vital part in our nation's defense, and I just can't say thank you enough for what you do. And Desiree, thank you for your support. Gosh, just outstanding support. I was looking at the Wanzek website, and I wish I had a big blue fist here, but I think you deserve one of those bumpy awards. And maybe you can explain that to the rest of the group there. But I was reading about some of the great things that go on in the Wanzek construction family, and their beliefs, the 7 beliefs, and then there are 4 beliefs as well. But I really caught my eye about those bumpy awards. So maybe when Tyler gets back home, maybe you'll have to get 2 of those bumpy fists and do a fist bump for us. Send us a picture. That would really be cool. But anyway, on behalf of 40 volunteers in the state of North Dakota that are part of the employers, part of the reserve program, which is a Department of Defense program. So we are volunteers for the Department of Defense and very proud of that. And as Dave mentioned, we're celebrating 50 years this year as a program of the Department of Defense. So June 22nd of this year will be our 50th birthday. And we're all proud to represent the employer support of the Guard and Reserve. And over 3,000 members or volunteers nationwide. So with the exception of Jeanette, she is my our one paid staff member. I get possessive once in a while because Jeanette we do so much work together. I call her my paid staff member, but she is our paid staff member, and just does a great job of keeping us all going the right direction. I call her our quarterback. I might be the head coach, but she's our quarterback on our team, and we can't do this mission without her. So with that, Dave and Scott and Paul, you guys, thanks for being there today. Great job, and thank you to Wanzek, Tyler, and Joshua for being a part of this as well. And look forward to seeing you somewhere down the road, and have a great rest of your day. Dave, I'll turn it back to you.
Hey, thank you. Thank you. This time I'm going to call him Paul, and do the Statement of Support Award or certificate. So.
Thank you, David. Before I get started on the statement of support, very quickly, I did a little bit of research about Wanzek, and there were some words and terms that came up that kind of, whoa. First off, solar energy, wind energy. Thank you for what you do in contributing to what we all need in clean energy and doing a marvelous job of it. But the terms also that caught my eye was turnkey engineering. Now, in the retail background I came from, to have a turnkey store meant you just turned the key, walked in, and went to work. So what you folks, I'm assuming, do is start with dirt and get to the point where in a high energy plant, you hand it over to the managers and say, it's done. That's amazing. So of course, that leads to the term complicated engineering, something that I could have never been part of in my background in retail. But I admire what you and your team do in terms of complicated engineering. May I now, without further ado, move on to something that the ESGR and the Department of Defense and our country hold very important, and that is the Statement of Support. And may I read the following, because I'm going to be requesting a signature on the Statement of Support. And what we'd appreciate is to have the Statement of Support posted in a prominent area in this building, please. By signing this Statement of Support, you pledge to fully recognize, honor, and comply with USERRA, Uniform Services and Employment Reemployment Act. Will provide their managers and supervisors with the tools they need to effectively manage employees who serve in the Guard and Reserve. Appreciate the values, leadership, and unique skills service members bring to the workforce, and will encourage opportunities to hire guardsmen, reservists, and veterans. We'll continually recognize and support our country's service members and their families in peace, in crisis, and in war. Thank you. I have here, Desiree, do I give this to you, I would assume? I have a frame also for you to put the Statement of Support after you sign it in here. I will give you that. And I do have a pen. Oh, yes. Thank you.
Better we hold up this.
Oh, yes. There we are. Thank you. Oh, yes, great.
The box. Okay.
Okay, and then Ray, if you would please, right there, and I'll use your pen.
I should know it's what I was birthday.
Very good, and thank you. And like I said, here's the frame for you.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Any other words from, especially you, you got Zoom set up.
Well, yeah, I'm proud of my Zoom skills. Just want to say thanks to Tyler, thanks to your Commander Joshua for serving and sacrificing for us. And we're ready for you to come back and just counting the days. So it's been a pleasure having you, and it'll be a pleasure in the future. I want to say thanks on behalf of Wanzek and reinforce the fact that Wanzek is a guard-friendly employer and took care of me when I was serving, and Tanya as well, and several others that have served. So happy that we can provide Tyler a similar experience to the good one I've had.
Oh, another veteran, Tanya.
Yes. Yeah, so thank you, Tyler, Joshua, and everybody for their service. We definitely want to support servicemen, Guard, Reserve, active, people that are separating from active. I have a son right now that is Air Guard, so definitely want to support anybody in that. Tyler, I know for a fact they're very anxious for you to come back. I see every month when we do look at the head count, it's like, Tyler, yep, he's coming back. When's he coming back? Keep him on there. He's coming back. So we're definitely excited for your return, Tyler, and wish you the best and safe return to both of you. And again, we definitely are a very military-friendly organization and will always continue to be that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm Sarah Miller, and I work in the Training and Development Department, and I just came to support Desiree, but also Tyler. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while, so good to see you. Thank you for your service. And Desiree, just congratulations, and it makes me really happy to hear all these things about our company being supportive of the military. We certainly appreciate all of your service.
Thank you. Thank you. And the photographer.
I don't know that I could add anything more than anybody else has.
Just
I appreciate it.
Just a great photo. Okay. At this time, I think just say thank you again to Tyler. Nice meeting you and seeing you. Joshua, same to you. Be safe out there in DC. Come home. As you could hear, Tyler, they're all waiting for you.
He knows.
So